Mr. President, you haven't been golfing in recent years. Is that related to Iraq?
Yeah, it really is. I don't want some mom whose son may have recently died to see the commander-in-chief playing golf. I feel I owe it to the families to be as, to be in solidarity as best as I can with them. And I think, playing golf during a war just sends the wrong signal.
Now, that was in sharp contrast to his juxtaposition of war prowess and golf prowess on the links in 2002.
We must stop the terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
You also write about Florida politics, and you follow that, so I want to use the fact that you're here, and you've been on this show before by phone from Florida. I'm glad to have you in the studio today, talking politics. Senator McCain is in Florida right now, and I've been hearing some of the pundits handicap Florida as not being a swing state this year. We all remember Bush versus Gore. But some people are saying Florida is definitely going to go Republican this year. Do you have an opinion about that?
I don't know. I think it's going to be. I would bet more on that than I would on it going Democrat. But you never know.
Why? At the same time that everybody says the country is trending Democrat.
I think Florida is still a very conservative state, but especially the I-4 corridor north of. I think South Florida could easily go for Obama, and North Florida could probably go for McCain. It's hard to know what's going to happen in the next few months. And keep in mind also that Obama has done very little campaigning down there, and wherever he goes, a certain energy kicks in. If you saw the scene from Oregon yesterday, 75,000 people showed up. That's more than the Marlins have in their whole 10 games. They don't get that many people. So it's difficult to say what'll happen when he hits the ground running in Florida. But I wouldn't. It is a tough state, I think, for a Democrat to win right now.
And what's your take on Florida's Democratic delegates? That's a source of derisive laughter. The Rules Committee of the Democratic National Committee will meet on May 31st next week to consider finally how to count Michigan and Florida in the nomination fight, if at all.
It's just funny. Nobody in Florida is clamoring for this at all. We
Really?
forgot about it. We were relieved to be off the hook. For once, we weren't going to be in play after 2000. Anything that would get the limelight off of it. So when they said the primary is not going to count, a lot of us said, that's great. We're off the hook. And now we're getting dragged back into it again. And I think, again, there's no great groundswell. Nobody's marching in the streets saying count these delegates except, Hillary's people. But you have to wonder, I don't know why they did this in the first place. The Democrats agreed with the Republican initiative in the Florida legislature to move this primary. There was no resistance to it to speak of, so they can't blame the Republicans for doing this.
They wanted more influence, though.
Yeah, they wanted
got
to move
less.
it forward. But, I also think the Democratic Party has a uncanny way of shooting itself in the foot. And if they can find a way to screw this up and protract this campaign anymore, I'm certain they'll do that.
Carl Hiaasen's latest book is The Downhill Lie, A Hacker's Return to a Ruinous Sport. It is published by Knopf, and Knopf official Paul Bogards, a frequent golfing partner of Carl, also joined us. Thank you both very much.
Thanks, Brian. Take it easy.
And Carl will be reading tonight, I should mention, at 7 p.m. at the Union Square Barnes & Noble, 33 East 17th Street in Manhattan, 7 o'clock tonight.
WNYC is supported by American Ballet Theater, this week at